Viewers and subscribers, welcome to my channel, The Backstory. I am Audrey. On this channel, you will find out exactly what happened before each Sunday school lesson. The lesson for October the 2nd, 2022 is entitled Obedience in Worshiping God Alone. And the lesson text is Exodus chapter 20, verses 1 through 11. This is the standard agenda. I will share the backstory, read the lesson text, and offer a brief summary. The backstory. Let's begin. The Lord and Moses on top of Mount Sinai. The Lord descended to the top of Mount Sinai and called Moses to the top of the mountain. So Moses went up, and the Lord said to him, "Go down and warn the people so that they do not force their way through to see the Lord, and many of them perish. Even the priests who approach the Lord must consecrate themselves, or the Lord will break out against them." A warning is given in Exodus 19, verse 23. Moses said to the Lord, "The people cannot come up Mount Sinai because you yourself warned us. Put limits around the mountain and set it apart as holy." Thus says the Lord in Exodus chapter 19, verses 24 through 25. The Lord replied, "Go down and bring Aaron up with you, but the priests and the people must not force their way through to come up to the Lord, or he will break out against them." So Moses went down to the people and told them. Obedience and worshiping God alone. Exodus chapter 20, verses 1 through 11. Time 1445 BC. Place Mount Sinai. Golden text. I am the Lord thy God. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Exodus chapter 20, verses 2 through 3. Verses 1 through 2. And God spake all these words, saying, I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Verse 3, Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Verse 4, Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image, or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Verse 5, Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I, the Lord thy God, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children, unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me. Verse 6, And shewing mercy unto thousands of them that love me, and keep my commandments. Verse 7, Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain, for the Lord will not hold him guiltless that taketh his name in vain. Verse 8, Remember the Sabbath day, to keep it holy. Verse 9, 6 days shalt thou labor, and do all thy work. Verse 10, But the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God. In it thou shalt not do any work, thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gates. Verse 11, For in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth, the sea, and all that in them is, and rest the seventh day. Wherefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and hallowed it. A brief summary. Before God gave the Ten Commandments, he established his authority to give those rules by saying, I am the Lord your God, who brought you out of Egypt. Allegiance must be directed toward only one God, the true God. Other gods are mentioned not because they exist, but because the idea of worshiping them would tempt God's people. So seriously does God take the violation of the second commandment, which prohibits idolatry, that he punishes the children for the sin of the parents to the third and fourth generation of those who hate him. Now, at first glance, this seems to contradict other scriptures that stress individual responsibility for sin. For example, Ezekiel 18. Perhaps the best way to understand Exodus 20 and 5 is to consider the impact of sinful behavior on succeeding generations. A person who is thrown into jail for a crime is the one whom the law is punishing. But the children suffer too when the family breadwinner is absent. It seems that this third commandment is broken when God's name is used. For example, in connection with any wrong purpose, or in swearing to a lie, or lightly and without respect for its real meaning. In this fourth commandment, God designated the seventh day of the week, our Saturday, as the Sabbath, a word meaning rest. God had prepared the people for this observance in his instructions on how to collect manna. Work is a gift from God, but it must be balanced by an appropriate time of rest. God based the observance of the Sabbath day on the fact that in 6 days he accomplished the work of creation, then rest on the seventh day. Of course, God does not need to rest in the way that human beings must rest. That God rest simply means that he ceased his creative activity. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. And most of all, join me soon for the next backstory.